Hello, Pisces. I almost forgot, which is usual for me because I'm not studying who's having their reading next. Oh, Magpie shows up. Reading can begin. It's amazing. I start talking and birds just start showing up on this tree right in front of me. It's crazy. Connection, you know what I mean? Connection. I gotta feed them. I know, I'm sorry. I forgot. Birds, man, if you can feed birds wherever you are, you'll get so much love. Birds need food. Like, numerous times I catch the birds in the garbage and I'm like, why you don't need to be in the garbage, bro? Okay. All of a sudden this song just popped into my head, which I love when readings do that. It kind of brings me into like what we're going to be talking about. It's the song by Angus and Julia, or Julia and Angus Stone. I think it's Julia and Angus Stone. Any man would let their woman go first. So it's Julia and Angus Stone. And the song's called Hold On. Hold on. What did you say that for? What do you take me for? I don't know. This is going to be about... every reading is about a relationship, for Pete's sakes. I watched this movie called... what's it called? Paused in Time, or Please Stand By. Please Stand By. And she's got autism really bad. And she's got this dog named Pete. And she takes off from the boarding house, and Pete follows her, and she's like, "Go home, Pete!" And she's yelling at this little chihuahua. So now whenever I think of the name Pete, I think of this little chihuahua that's following around Dakota Fanning and Please Stand By. Such a cute movie. Honestly, watch movies about like disorders and mental disorders and family disruptions and stuff so you can figure out what happened to you. You know, like if you watch movies where it's all fine and dine and win and love, then you'll never figure out what happened to you, you know. But if you watch fucked up movies and movies of parents who are fucked up and that have fucked up families and childhoods and stuff, it helps you figure out like where your trauma lies. For somebody out there. I don't know who that was for, but oh my God, maybe that's why the imbalance. Sagittarius here in reverse with the Temperance. We got the King of Wands with the Nine of Pentacles. And what I feel like this is that I feel like this King here of Wands can't balance himself. Okay? And he expects seeds to grow fast. And now who I'm getting is my sister's ex-husband actually used to grow marijuana for the country, for medical clients. So I used to work for him, right? And I grew weed for years for this guy. And as soon as I stopped working for him, like he fucked my sister over hard. Like he stole thousands, hundreds and thousands of dollars from my sister. So it went really sour. Like he turned, like he was a King of Wands. Like he turned really, really bad once he started getting money, okay? And I remember he bought a farm and started growing weed on the farm as well. Because like I said, this guy got greedy. So he just started like fucking growing weed everywhere illegally. Okay, he started getting into the illegal part of it because he got a taste of it, right? And my buddy worked for him at the time still. So my buddy comes home one day. He lived above my sister and I in the house. And he's like, "So, you'll never guess what happened to Dan today." We were like, "What?" Like, we couldn't wait to hear the gossip on, like, how this guy's life was going to go to shit. He goes, every single one of his females turned male. So he had, I think, 150 plants, and you can't have a male around females. A male will turn all female plants. It's the way marijuana works. I'm not really quite sure how that shit works, but males, they hold and contain pollen, and that pollen is supposed to be used to fertilize the women, but it turns the women. So marijuana is a little different, okay? The way a marijuana tree is a little bit different. So what I'm getting with this King of Wands, okay, and this Knight of Pentacles is what Dan was trying to do was push plants out as fast as possible to make as much money as he could. But you cannot do that. You cannot force Mother Nature's children against her for the human to absorb money. So like that's like kennel breeding too. Okay, think of it that way. Somebody who's got a fucking fucked up delinquent dog and keeps breeding it to make money off the puppies. Okay, so that's what I'm getting with this. Very interesting, eh? That's what I'm getting with this King of Wands, all right? Trying to push things to go for him, but you can't force a seed to grow. But you can if you add steroids and you add growing compounds and you add shit like that to make the weed grow bigger, and this guy did. I put a lot of shit into that weed for the flowers to grow bigger, for the THC to be more potent, and really I was just... And then he would do a clearing at the end, clear the plant for a day with just water, and then all the chemicals are going to leave it. Like, do you know how much chemicals they put in their weed? Like, grow your own weed, honestly, if you smoke weed. And this is interesting. This is very interesting. And now look at this on the other side. Okay, on the other side of the refs here, we got the Empress. 9 of Swords, 7 of Swords. So clearly this King of Wands, okay, was connected to this Empress here. And now I feel like someone's going to jail. I feel like somebody's pregnant and their baby daddy going to jail. And oh my God, look at the bottom of the deck. So I was wondering why. I was like, okay, really? You're going to give me the 10 of Cups on the bottom? Like, really? You're going to tell me that this is a fucking picture perfect fucking scene for two people? And look what's on the bottom right underneath it. Page of Pentacles with the World and the Fool. So no, these people are breaking up. There's a hidden secret here, okay, about somebody's agenda to make money. And once this Empress figures it out, she's fucking hitting the road. And this guy's going to fucking pull out his heartstrings right away. And he's going to try to get her to stay by giving her money, and by giving her money, that stabs her in the back instantly, because she doesn't want money, she wants love. But this guy thinks she wants money. So he's sitting there, he won't do anything. He knows he's got to make a move, but he's not making a move because he knows this Empress doesn't want money. She's fucking pregnant, dude. She needs stability. She needs to be walking into a place where she's good. She don't got to worry about anything. She's growing a fucking seed. But you know this bastard, like actually you can tell she is pregnant, right? This bastard abuses seeds. He doesn't let seeds grow the way they need to. He pushes growth on things. So this woman's going to figure it out. She's going to figure it out because she's a high priestess, okay? And the energy that she's hanging in, she's going to understand that a lot of things were put on her. Like, he's going to all of a sudden use everything, and he's going to blame everything on this pregnant bitch. He's going to be like, well, you need money, and the kid's coming, and the kid, like, so this person's just going to start blaming things on everybody else for getting themselves in trouble, right? Because they wanted to be the knight in shining armor. They wanted to come in with all this money and be like, look at everything that I've made for you. And this woman's like, but you did it all illegally. Like, that you didn't go out and get anything. Like, now I'm thinking, oh man, now I'm thinking Trailer Park Boys. So I was just watching the episode where Ricky's daughter gets pregnant, and they're dropping flyers off at the mall. Ricky and Julian are dropping flyers off at the mall, and then Ricky starts breaking into cars and taking stuff for Trinity and the baby. Right? Because he knows that the boyfriend's not going to do anything. He knows Jacob's not going to do anything. Jacob doesn't even have a job. How is he going to get anything right? Right? So Jacob starts doing illegal shit. This is so Trailer Park Boys, but like in real life, okay? In real fucking life. So, I can't go past 33 minutes. It's just cutting the videos off now. It's hilarious. And I only get Chatty Cathy when I get these cards out, because these are my characteristics cards. These are my cards that are going to explain these people. So, this makes sense. Come with me. All I can hear is P. Diddy. Come with me. Okay, give me this King of Wands Enemy trickster, okay, already out the get-go here. I couldn't even barely start shuffling. He's an enemy. The King of Wands is the enemy in this reading. Ha! And that's the goddamn truth. Exactly what I just said is the truth. This King of Wands is the enemy. And that's the Eight of Swords in reverse. This person, I think what this king has done is this king's used a lot of words as weapons, okay? And they've gone quiet because they haven't quite defended themselves yet. Because they're putting everything on this kid and this Empress. So once the tables get turned and this King of Wands and this Empress walks out on this King of Wands for doing what he's doing, that's going to break his silence. Okay? And once he breaks his silence, oof, uh-oh. Okay, so we got Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay, we've got the Nine of Cups in reverse. And we have the King of Pentacles upright, principal. I almost feel like this person, I mean, no matter what, this person has overkilled the situation. Okay, and I believe they're gonna overkill it a little bit more once you find everything, because they think that they run things. Principal, right? What does a principal do? Runs a school. This motherfucker thinks he's running things, and because he thinks he runs things, it's got put in his mind that he's the bearer of gifts now. You know, like he's the one that's just gonna, the knight in shining armor. That's all he wants to be, is a knight in shining armor. And he thinks because he runs things that he can be whatever he wants. But that's such an overkill. That's such a naive way of picturing it. And now I feel like he's gone above naive now. Like now he feels like he's figured out everything. But that's the naive part, is excuses. When somebody sits there and makes up excuses, like excuses are the worst fucking possible thing to hear, because all you want to hear is, why'd you do it? I don't want to hear the excuses. The excuses are what try to get somebody out of why they did something, right? So, and then you start feeling sorry for them. And that's what this king is going to do. He's going to start making up excuses, like I said. And this Empress is just sitting there like, how can you blame this all on me? How can you say that you went out and robbed a bank to start our family? Like, how is you going to jail going to help anybody, right? And that's how stupid this king is, because that's the thing, is how dumb is it going to be once you're in jail and can't help anyways, right? Then you have no money. Okay. So give me this Empress, please. Who's been overthinking, like she knows this anxiety about this thief. She knows her husband is stealing or her partner is stealing. Okay, and switch the roles, obviously, if you feel like this is your woman. Like, switch the roles. But she knows. She knows what the lie is. Ooh, kid in a candy store. Stalker. This is all cups. Demon on back. We got 2 3 of cups here. And the second 3 of cups is stalker. So I almost feel like they're talking about this King of Wands. That this King of Wands has a demon on their back. And this Empress, unfortunately, has had to deal with a kid in a candy store lots of times, because that's how this man would come up. Once you get money and you start going shopping and you start going to stores and, you know, thinking that you all that and then some, because you've got some money in your piggy bank, so you start going and you start spending it, right? That's what this kid in a candy store, she's had to deal with this person being a kid in a candy store. And that's the thing, it's like, could have made this king really happy. So she was like, okay, you know, like, go out, shop, spend your money, do what you got to do, but don't go and fucking steal it and put it on my door, right? Like, 3 of Cups stalker, I can't help but see stalker, that I'm like, I almost feel like this King of Wands is going to stalk this Empress. Like, and that's what she's worried about. I think she knows that this king can be dangerous. And she's worried about turning her back on him because she knows it's going to be like this. She knows it's not going to go a good way because he's already done this. He's already put her back up against the wall numerous times on things, which is why at night she's like this, right? Thinking about things, and a lot of those words just hovering over her. Did she say the right thing? Is she thinking the right thing? Did she do the right thing? I mean, now she's got a kid on the way. You got to think about the kid, right? You got to think about doing the right thing for the kid. Like, do you want to start off, your child's relationship with the dad in jail and you're about to be arrested because you fucking covered up for everything he did? Like, now there's a third party, right? And that third party has nothing to do with money, right? This baby has nothing to do with money, right? It's about love. It's about nurturing. It's about support. It's about growing this life now. Not all about this man wanting to have money. Because anybody knows, man, you have kids, your money goes right out the door. I hope when you have kids, you prepare to be broke. Because your kids take everything from you. And so shall it be. That's what you fucking signed up for. You gotta take care of them. You gotta clothe them, bathe them, feed them. You gotta do shit for them every single fucking day. And that's where parents get selfish, right? Because they're like, well, I gotta buy all this stuff for Johnny here and I don't get anything myself and I've been working all week. So then you can get kids that start to get raised really fucked up because mommy and daddy are making the money and they want to spend it themselves. And now I'm getting the band Highly Suspect because Terrible Johnny is the lead singer. And he's got this new album talks about demons. And I'm telling you, there's a demon on somebody's back. This demon is riding the shit. And all I can see is his little fucking face just popping up in between all the cards. He's got this guy. And he's riding the guy's back. And that's why when a demon's around you because you start really diving into the illegal acts of life. You really start getting drunk. You really start doing shit that you're not supposed to be doing. And then you get this smugness about it because this devil's like, yo, fucking go out and fuck these people up. And you're like, yeah, I got a devil on my back. He's the best person ever. Yeah, it's like Midnight's at the Demon Store or something like that. Like their newest album from Highly Suspect. Like, I won't listen to that song because I don't like anything to do with demons and I don't encourage it. But I do feel like, now we got German Descent, Two of Swords and Two of Wands. This is I almost feel like somebody's blocked. Okay, very mentally blocked from this person. And that's why, you might find your partner overly attractive. And that's why you let him or her do what she needs to do because there's that lust, right? And that's what the demon does is it makes this person look extra lusty in times of when they shouldn't, right? And Two of Swords, make a choice. Two of Wands, it's like this Empress doesn't want to make a choice. She wants to stay mentally blocked. And it's like she's allowing herself to stay mentally blocked because she doesn't want to cross that threshold that her baby daddy is a monster. We don't know what else he's doing. He might just be stealing money, yes. But if you're stealing money, if you're dabbling in the dark arts of one thing, then you're most likely going to be going down another road or you're already down a similar path to already. Right? Like they say cigarettes or pot is the gateway drug and then they had to take it away because I've smoked pot for over 10 years and it has never made me want to do anything else. I did cocaine once and with my Crohn's disease, I thought my stomach was going to rip into pieces so I didn't touch it again. And all I do really is eat mushrooms. You have to hardcore drugs are hardcore drugs. No matter what. I don't know, man. I don't know where that's going. But we also have family in reverse on the bottom here. I don't really think that this king is thinking too much of family. I think they're thinking more, I'm going to put the bread on the table. And if you want me to put the bread on the table, I'm going to do it my way. You can't tell me how to do that. And now I'm getting, last story, now I'm getting Sons of Anarchy, Opie. In the very beginning, Opie, he's just getting out of jail. He did a 5-year stretch for his motorcycle club, and he got caught on a B&E, right? Because his fucking buddy that was supposed to be watching stopped watching, and he pulled a bitch move and fucking ran out of there super fast and left Opie, and Opie got arrested. So Opie just gets out of jail. He does a 5-year stretch, and he starts going and chipping wood. He starts actually trying to make money a legitimate way and not an illegal way, okay? Because the motorcycle club, they deal guns, right? And he doesn't want to deal guns, and he doesn't want to dabble in where he could get arrested again. So he tries to do the honest job. He goes out, he gets the wood chipping job where he's up at 6 a.m., he chips till 2, and then he fucking falls asleep and fucking makes, $12 an hour and does his shit. And he realizes he can't do it. Because then the club starts coming to him and giving him all these ways to make money again. And he's like, well, how do I deny it? I was born and raised in this club. Like, the illegal is what I do, right? So trying to go straight was fucking him up because all he's ever done is illegal shit. So that's kind of how I feel like maybe with this king is like, he could have tried to go straight at one point and make money the legitimate way, but he doesn't want to make money the legitimate way because it's too slow and it gets taxed and somebody else is in control of it. Right? And this is like coming back to the way my sister's ex-husband was. Like he had a full-time job for exactly 1 month before he started selling drugs again. Like he wouldn't do it. It was too hard for him to go and work a 40-hour week a job. Like he just couldn't do it. And that's the thing is like some people, they're such pussies. They cannot work a day in their fucking life. They don't know what hard work is. So they're just going to go back and they're going to go do the illegal shit again to make money quick. And those people, unfortunately, that go and do it the easy way, the quick way, end up getting busted. But then you got to realize we're not here forever. Like sometimes I wish I was a Blood or a Crip and I could have just died for my gang. Like now it's just like, I know that sounds so stupid, but like I don't have a family. So the only person I would die for is my sister. She's my gang, I guess. Maybe we are the Bloods. We're the only 2 left in my family that are actually fucking awesome people. My family are garbage. Like I'm actually very ashamed when I think about my family and where I come from because my family is a lot like this King of Wands. They didn't do it the illegal way, but they did it a way that they always needed money in their pockets and they were the breadwinner, so they had to do it the way that they wanted to do it, and they never gave us any money. They never helped us. My dad never helped me. I had to pay for everything, and he never did anything. Like he paid child support, so fuck you. Like, I'm okay. Like, very abusive, like acting like the principal all the time. Like they're the ones in charge, and because they're the ones in charge, everybody else is the students, and they've got to listen to him. And like treating adults like kids, you will get insane in the membrane if you are treated like a child and you are a grown-ass person. Okay, like that's what drives people crazy is when they get into these positions and they're treated like all of a sudden they're 13 again. And you're like, you have got to be kidding me. Like you have got, and like maybe this is all about this king, maybe he's very juvenile, maybe he acts very dumb and very childlike, right? And that's why this Empress just let him be who he was. Right? And didn't really bother too much about it, but knew that this was going to bite her in the ass eventually. She knew that what she was hanging in was going to hurt her and that she always needed to take a fresh road and get the fuck out of there. But she didn't want to. She didn't want to have to walk away. Right? Because that's not easy. Right? Some people want the easy way, and I hate to say it, but if you're not going to do something better for yourself, then yeah, you're saying that you want it the easier way. Because doing anything for yourself requires energy. And if you don't want to put that energy towards yourself, who do you think is going to do it? Nobody else is going to put energy towards you unless you do it yourself. Right? You've got to do it yourself. This person also might be German. Okay, I am getting Germany. I am getting that German descent. I'm also getting this person might be a little bit of a pushover. Okay? And yes, see? Like, this woman's a little bit of a pushover, okay? We've got the spiritual practitioner with fight back, okay? This person is bullying you, okay? And you're not fighting back because you're enlightened, you're a spiritual practitioner, you're very, you know what you're talking about, but what you have to understand is that even being a spiritual practitioner, even being able to high priestess and pick up energy, you still might get energy wrong because you're biased. because it's your life. So of course you want to take the better message from the card. You want to take the better path down the reading, but it doesn't mean that that's the path that was supposed to take, because it's your own life and you might not be reading it properly. Okay? And I just went, done, in my head. So that was obviously the reading. That's what had to come out by the end, okay? Somebody just might have gotten a little bit caught off guard, okay? And they might have gotten, this person might have a really bad, awful, jealous ex somewhere, and you just always went like, well, I don't want to be that jealous ex. I'm just going to stay with them, I'm just going to stay with them. I'll endure whatever's going on. I don't really care. But something's going to kind of catch you off guard with that. Anybody's ex is an ex for a reason. It's because they don't want to be around them anymore. Okay? Eye for an eye. So, eye for an eye. If this person's going to fuck you over, then it's like this person's got to start thinking of eye for an eye now, because that's how this king might think. Like, if you do something to him, he's going to do something back. And that's why this Empress has to be very strategic in what she does next. Okay? Because, you could really piss this king off. But you're the one that has to deal with it now. Right? You're the one that has to deal with Anger McGee over here. And if you need some people with you when you go and do this, and you put your boundaries up right away, and you say, it's all about being able to work with a very immovable object, right? Being able to just open up your arms a little bit. You're going to have to be very soft with this person, and you're going to have to try to lead them in the right direction so you don't fuck yourself over. Because if he starts doing illegal shit, they always say they keep the wife out of it, right? Like, they never charge the spouse. The spouse is something, unless they're 100% involved in everything, they'll usually leave the spouse alone. Cops will usually leave the spouse alone. So, this is the thing, is like, you've got to realize is if someone's doing something that illegal, which side of the road are you going to be on? Are you going to be on the side of the law? Or are you going to be the side with him? That's kind of what you got to figure out now, is how you're going to make your move through this. And that's why we've got tarot, right? All to kind of help you, just to let you know that you're not alone, right? That there's somebody else that you can lean on, or that there's somebody else that you can talk to, right? And there are places that can help you, right? Especially if you feel like somebody is going to hurt you because you want to leave and they're doing super illegal shit, then you might have to enter something like the witness protection program. You're going to have to do what you've got to do for this baby. And now when you think about a baby, you've got to make the right moves for a baby, because that's where your responsibility takes hold. Are you going to act like an idiot and let this person destroy everything in your life? Or are you going to fight back and let justice prevail and go in the direction that you need to go in, because now there's a kid involved? Do the smart thing. Don't push your kid aside to suck a dick. Don't push your kid aside to ride the pussy willow train every day. Don't do it, because sex is... When it comes down to sex against a kid, it becomes a crime. And if you put your kid aside and start engaging in the sexual acts of life again because you find this partner super attractive and you don't care about your kid as much, you're going to fuck yourself over. Because anything that happens to your kid, you are responsible for your child. You're responsible for your child from the day it is born to the day that it dies. It does not matter what that child chooses. That is your karma, because you put it here. Right? If a child turns, a child turns. If they decide to be a fucking pope, they decide to be a pope. That's all the karma that is within a family. That's why families, they try to stay together. They try to make sure everybody's taught the same and supported the same, so that nobody hits that karma that they fucked over a kid and now everybody's affected, because it's a domino effect. Yes, your parents are going to get fucked over for all the things that they did to you and all those paths that you took because they fucked you over. But then their parents are going to have to pay for what their kids did, and their kids' kids and kids' kids. Those grandparents and great-grandparents and grandparents, blah, 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 they all stem right to that fucking person. They are all the leader of the family that started the pack. And how that family goes down that road is all that original fucking leader. So, think about that. Think about it before you go making a stupid move because somebody's attractive And they're like a kid in a candy store, and they're so happy when they have money. Yeah, well, they're not going to be happy when they're in a 6x10 or 6x8 jail cell. And now you're going to the fucking shelter to get cans to feed your kid. Think smart, not stupid. Whitney Moon out.